Major of which here is the super bouncing. Essentially, by grabbing an object and holding on to the ledge, the runners are able to eject themselves into the sky a little bit, which is much faster than, say, stacking objects and jumping over them like intense. There's going to be a bit of a split here in route, I suspect, as ddrreexx will just complete the stage, but Auth is looking to take the secret exit. Ah, but he missed it. Guess we'll see how that goes from here. But Auth was looking to open up the secret exit, which would allow you to get sneakers earlier. It looks like he's going back for that. The sneakers allow you to both move faster through the stage as well as jump higher, which can make some stages a lot easier to complete. Oh, that's unfortunate. But not too much of a time loss. Meanwhile, ddrreexx has already completed the first boss by throwing a bunch of fish at a parrot. The bosses are all fairly unique. Basically, the story of the game here is Puggsy has landed on this planet and needs to defeat the 5 bosses in order to get back to his ship.
A lot of games stole from
Very influential in the Lego, I think. Travelers as well.
Frames are dropping here a little bit.
Hey, my frames were dropping before. Where's some aim?
We got it back. ddrreexx is currently solving a puzzle where you have to throw an axe at a piece of wood, which drops the ball, and then opens up. The solution to that puzzle is confusing and obtuse. There's kind of quite a few puzzles in this game that are a little weird.
All of them.
Being able to, yeah, quite a few of them actually. Left is up on that stage right now because he went back for the sneakers, but should, in theory, catch back up using the speed height from those sneakers. ddrreexx did not grab those. Just recently grabbed 10-pound weight is what is required to get past hand. So he moved through that, and then he can either object bounce off the corner or drop a ball and jump on. And he's actually going to be getting sneakers here soon using a balloon, which is his route for the sneakers in the game. Hopefully, yeah, that was a really save some time by getting a height jump there. Off looking to catch up. ddrreexx's PowerPoint.
Exactly.
I got the swag.
No, we don't know exactly whether or not one rests from the other. We've tried our best to time as best as possible, and they're close, so there's really not a lot of difference between ddrreexx doing it one way and me doing it the other.
Yeah, both of you guys catch up at a certain point. If there's a time dip, probably within a couple seconds. There's so much going on each stage to really gauge that without doing the exact input, so essentially. So we're in a puzzle right now. We need to throw a bunch of balls into... Well, first they need to land object on these switches to open up a puzzle on the right, and then throw a beach ball into cannon that opens up the door to the exit.
Oh boy, I messed up on the puzzle.
Yeah, ideally you want to only hit 3 of those switches and then throw the ball.
Maybe the task you want to hit like none of them.
Yeah, if you're a human and you're doing 3 of those, you're able to bounce it in with enough momentum. In theory, you're supposed to use 4 though to solve it, intended anyways. So on the first boss here, which is Raccoon Boss, a giant raccoon which arms. The main boss is not difficult. Basically, you just stand on these switches. It'll drop the ball at whatever area opens up above. The pattern's the same every single time you go through this. So as long as I don't, for some reason, mess up, it should be fairly easy for them to beat this boss. They're both looking pretty close actually right now. While they're fighting through the boss here. One thing that Puggsy definitely is an eggplant with a spray tan. It's also Krampus's sack of wicked children grown sentient and escaped. Both of those seem very likely. Alright, moving on to the next area. So the way the map is set up is there's 3 sections for each stage area, and generally there's also hidden stages along the way. Now, they're not going to play every stage, obviously, in the any % route, so they have a specific way through these stages, although they might open some bonus stages to get items. Also, the water physics are really funky in this game. It's sort of like just swimming through molasses, but you can wiggle an object up and down to propel yourself through the water, and in the stage here with the duck that they're currently on, they're going to be using that to sort of jump out of the water and avoid doing the puzzle that would normally require you to drop multiple ducks logs to get through the water.
I hate this game.
So, Oth got through the water pretty quickly, but Drex is having a lot of problem here. Got his duck stuck underneath and is trying to climb now with the gun, which is not working great.
I get to do this stage the other way.
Oh no.
So do I.
Yeah. Alright, so Oth died. And lost the sneakers, trying to throw the chest up. So, essentially in this stage that Oth is on right now, what you need to do is throw an object up to this little collector near the beginning of the stage, and that drops a hole which allows you to get a key to open the exit. But he accidentally got hit on the enemy below, and now has to try to finagle a way through. Meanwhile, Drex is starting to catch up onto Splinter Town.
No big deal. What's a minute worth of time lost between friends?
The interesting thing about a race in this game is there is kind of a lot that can go wrong, and even if they're doing the same strategy on every stage, there's enough difference in movement that can make it one player can very easily catch up, basically, based on and what happens. There's also different cycles through the stage, which can change your timing through it. Oth is currently re-going through Splinter Town in order to get to the boss by avoiding these clouds of rooftops. This boss is very interesting. A lot of the bosses in this game are very typical. And I believe he'll have to finish a... Yeah, okay, he's on the flower stage right now. So he's going to be throwing a torch after he lights it, and hopefully bouncing it off of the wall to unlock a key, so he doesn't have to walk down the whole area here and through all these enemies. And yep, perfect throw.
Kobe!
There we go. So that saves a lot of time in having to actually, quote-unquote, solve a puzzle or walk over to that side of the stage. Drex is currently, I believe, looking to go onto the rooftop here. There we go. And now Oth is stuck in the coin 3-shot hell.
Does that one count as a swear? That wasn't my swear, though.
Oh, was I supposed to say heck?
I'm just saying, I still have my swear.
Okay, good.
I just got got by the clouds.
Oh no. So the clouds are on a cycle from when you start the stage, but they will sort of repeat. So if you reach the end of that cycle, you can run right through and not worry about it as long as you have sneakers. Drex is still looking to catch up here. It looks like off.
I'm right hand. Okay. All right.
All right.
We're puzzling good.
Yeah, the other heck of this stage is this mouse, which is holding flour. It sort of just runs around randomly, and if you're lucky, it'll knock the eyeball into the switch that you need, or the lever, which he was. But it can also just stay there for like a minute and not do what you want at all. Alright. Looks like Off is on... Yeah, okay. Off literally just has to stand here for about a minute and wait for this puzzle. Maybe slight movements back and forth just to change the gears and the rotations and such, but this puzzle is very slow. Which means Drex is currently still working on 3-pointers. Puggsy is the Vault-Tec salesman immediately after the bomb dropped in Fallout 4.
Jesus. That's dark.
Yeah, a little weird. He's also like a cross between the Grimace and the Noid. And a nutsack with skin tech.
Jesus Christ.
That's very relevant for this.
Yes, oddly enough. Alright, so this boss, like I was saying, all the bosses are very interestingly designed. And they also don't have any animations. Great, because we don't want those animations anyways. Basically, with this one, you just have to turn these gears, use levers, and drop 3 bags of flour on the boss. This one's really confusing to figure out the first time you're looking at it, because there's just 3 switches and these gears sort of rotating and the arms moving up and down. Well, at the same time, he's just throwing bags of flour at you, and none of it makes any sense until you just sort of happenstance into moving it up to the top of the screen and hit it.
That's Puggsy for you.
But
Nothing
hey,
makes any sense.
Off got through that pretty quickly.
Oh my god, you guys. Puggsy is Keys' ball that they removed.
That's
Oh,
true!
no. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, jeez. This is just lovely. Well,
Alright, Drex is stuck in the hell of waiting on to actually hit the
I
eyeball.
hope you guys enjoy watching authorblues do good, because it's not going good for me.
Yeah, I got really lucky on that mouse. I was on the wrong side of him, and then he jumped at the perfect time.
Yeah. Off is stuck on a stage right now where there is a mummy with an eyeball that you sort of control with Puggsy. All you need to do is get the mummy through the maze and then run to the exit. It's kind of an auto-scroller.
Yeah, he follows me and he jumps like every 4 seconds, and so you have to navigate him through the maze by just putting him in the right spots at the right times.
Yeah, assuming you don't miss a jump with it, it's basically an auto-scroller as far as time goes. Drex is currently still working on the bags of flour. Currently, probably about a minute. But that could change. Puggsy, honestly, there's a lot that can go wrong. So, still anybody's game.
I'm about a minute 30 behind right now.
Yeah. So there's a... Yeah, here we go. Off through a beach ball there to unlock the 2 mummies above. If you set it up correctly, the slow mummy will sort of come out first. Looks like it was a little bit off sync, but he can just run to the exit once it opens.
It's dependent on the balls going through the teleporters and hitting the first switch at the right time, so...
So this stage is interesting that Off is stuck on, well, not stuck on, but he's on right now. You need to get 4 objects, 1 of each shape, and then throw them into the pillar at the beginning. But the last object that you need to collect is actually something you can't get without jumping off of another object. So if you throw 3 of them at the beginning, right up top, and then you try to collect that 4th one, you're going to get stuck and have to restart the stage. But obviously Off already knows that, so he went down and collected that.
I cheated, I practiced.
Earlier. Yeah, you're not supposed to practice your speedrun.
I just lost 2 cycles on the mummy because I messed up my splits.
Oof.
That don't even matter at this point.
That's about 8 seconds. Off is on another boss here, 3rd boss of this
That's
run.
the fastest I've ever beaten So Pharaoh So Cool.
Oh, dude, did you get the 2 cycle? Hey.
I got the early 2 cycle.
Yeah, hold. that is not as easy to get, because it's easy to mess up those plungers since you need to hit directly on the nose of the balloon. And if you miss that, then you might just straight up miss that second cycle and have to wait for a third one. Auth is going to sort of object bounce, climb up to the wall here, rather than doing the intended method, and just take the ball, or in this case, I think it's a cannon, actually. But you're taking that to the end of the stage and just opening up the exit with it. Also, rest in peace, Wiz and Liz. Good.
If you're a big fan of Wiz and Liz, sorry, but they're dead.
I think that's canon, that they just died. This stage is a little interesting. It's really quick, though, but basically all you have to do is just hit these rocks. And, oh, death got really close there! But yeah, as long as you hit, I think it's at least 3 rocks.
It depends. You can do it with just 2 of them over the course of the entire stage if the second one has like a really weird object interaction. But if you don't, then you could need up to all of them, and all of them could still not be enough.
Yeah, I definitely ran into that when I was running through the game casually anyway.
It's a weird stage that I anticipate having to exit out of at least once to survive it and not take a hit.
Drex is currently on that balloon boss as well. Let's see if he gets the quick cycle on it. Meanwhile, Off moving into Diamond Mines 2. There's a really nice Kobe shot in this stage, so we'll see if Off can get that. The intended method of going through the stage is you run all the way down, get a key, get 3 pieces of dynamite.
This
is it?
strat. Yeah,
it was me.
Oh man, it's such a good strat.
The strat used to be doing the stage the right way, and he figured out that there's a really good shot you can do that lines it up perfectly. Like, I had tried to come up with something and I couldn't figure it out, and the next day sends me a message, oh yeah, it's really easy, all you gotta do is this.
If you do screw up the shot, you'll have to go back and get more dynamite, but it's a really good shot when you get it.
Really easy when you don't just stand there dropping the thing over and over.
Yep. There we go. Nice shot. Drex is currently on the Grim Reaper stage, running through that very quickly as well. Yep, he'll be perfectly. So this stage has a pot, kind of, I guess?
Like a remote-controlled platform.
Yeah, that you move around. There's a little maze that you're supposed to navigate as you activate switches left and right, which activate different fans. And then you're supposed to use this platform to jump over some fire later on in the stage, which allows you to actually get to the exit. There's also a bonus heart up there, which will give you some extra... is it lives? I believe it's extra lives.
It's extra life if you take it through the exit.
Yeah, but the jump to get up there is actually really tough, and I don't know if it's obviously not worth it in a speed run, but even in a casual run, it seems kind of weird.
Yeah, you don't need lives in the speedrun. You start and select out levels if you take a hit at all, so you never end up losing lives.
So this is the Avalanche stage, which Drex recently found out the snowballs can actually come to the bottom of the stage. Didn't know that.
And you can get a lot of them.
Yeah. There's also a secret exit on that stage if you run all the way to the side, but they avoid it. So you want to kill all the raccoons here and grab the explosion, dynamite, and then move over to the right. I actually have never been hit by the fire on that one just by going to the right, but maybe I've just been really lucky. There's also a little skip here with these vibrating platforms. Normally you're supposed to hit 3 of them and then jump around, but you can just jump up and do 2 of them. Twinkle Toes, the dragon. So you can get 2 hits, which Off did right there, as long as you time your jumps correctly. The boss will sort of just twinkle toe back and forth, and ideally you get 2 hits every single time you hit it and beat it in 4 cycles. But the timing can be a little bit tough to get accurately, so getting even just 1 is really good in a fight. If you get 2 like Off did, that is fantastic. Meanwhile, Drex is currently catching up on the platform stage, finishing that. The interesting thing about the physics system in this game is because of the way objects all interact, how many different sort of objects are available in each level, the amount of solutions to each stage is just extremely large. So this type of game is one that's meant to be sort of semi-straightforward. A lot of the stages are just go left, go right, grab a thing. But there's a lot of room for creativity in how you solve them, and both runners are displaying that very well here in this race. Also, if you want to play Puggsy, make sure that you get through the copy protection. Because you're going to have a bad time otherwise.
Yeah, all the files to fix it are on SRC.
Oh yeah,
Page.
dang, nice off. So, Auth was on a stage here where you're supposed to collect a bunch of objects and throw them in a pot, and it takes a really long time. But there's a nice skip where you just throw an object and jump on it as a platform as it bounces back up, just to skip to the end of the stage rather than doing all the slow collection stuff. So Auth got that jump. If you misses that jump, by the way, there's also a really good backup where you can just sort of jump off the platform that raises you back up and then catch it with an object and just pull yourself up.
I got a
But he didn't have to do that.
got a gold split on Halitosis by getting the best fight I've ever had on it.
Oh, did you get the 4 cycle?
Yep.
Yo, nice.
Oh, man. That
Yeah,
is...
I got a 5 cycle.
awesome.
I missed one of the doubles, but that's really good.
Yeah.
My old PB had a 4 cycle, and I was like, well, never beaten this run. Then I beat it by 4 seconds.
Look at you guys go.
We're all like fast and stuff.
Right? I think Drex is only about 2 levels behind right now, which
Yeah,
is
Drex
not
caught
that
way
much,
up.
actually.
I'm trying to book it because he caught way up.
Yeah. So this race is still on. There's still quite a few stages to go as well, so it's a very close race still. By the way, the objects, I didn't mention these earlier. There's 2 objects that you can put on your Puggsy. There's really cool Wicked sunglasses and sneakers. Both of those will give you
Collect
an
them
extra
all.
hit. Yeah, collect them all. At your local gaming store. Electronic Gaming Monthly says they're the best. I can't.
Electronic Gaming Monthly says Puggsy, yes!
I can't.
No, I got it! Okay.
Oh no.
Alright,
So
here it is. Frig.
Frig. So, Auth is
There it is.
also on the worst stage in the game, time-wise, anyway. Oh god,
know.
that hit is so bad.
I know, because it was like, it was the most my fault I've ever made a mistake in my life.
Yes.
Oh, it's okay. I just lost sneakers too.
Nice. We're
so-
still in there.
In the stage that Auth is on right now, basically you need to go all the way down to the bottom of the stage, collect the object, bring it all the way up, drop it in a tube, go almost all the way down, collect the object, bring it all the way up, throw it in the tube. And you need to do this, I think, 5 times to get a 6-sided object. It's essentially an auto-scroller based on the platform that is moving up and down, but if you really heck it up and miss that platform, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, you lose about, it's something like 18 seconds every single time you miss one of these cycles. So if you fall off or miss throwing it in, miss the platform somehow, it really adds up, so.
Auth can always go back and get sneakers too if he needs
Yeah,
it. So it is a time loss, but both runners are still pretty equal in.
I'm gonna take the big time loss and go get sneakers because I don't feel like doing any of the rest of these stages without them.
Yeah, so because the sneakers both make you move faster and give you extra jump height, a lot of their strats are built specifically with the sneakers in mind. So if they don't have those sneakers, the levels just become a lot more difficult, or at least a lot more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you have to go do them the actual way instead of cheating.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Drex is currently working on the Forge stage, so he's going to be there for a little while. Auth is... Oh, this stage is really cool because it makes no sense, like, when you're trying to learn it, if you're just playing casually. So there's a stage where if you Oh, there we go. Got there. I guess we'll find out when Drex's internet comes back up how close he is. So the stage at Autism right now is a maze where you're supposed to basically wander around forever until you realize that this is the only stage in the entire game. You hold down to go down, and then you can complete the stage.
Yeah, the last two levels, both the level I just did and this boss, will always take the same amount of time. There's strats on this boss, for instance, for it to always take the same amount of time.
Yep, and off is on the final boss here. There's sort of a magic area where you can stand where the boss will hit you, or at least during its laser attack, so he's just going to use that to save spot and finish the boss very quickly.
I'll tell you when my time is up. It's coming up soon. It's as soon as the boss starts to die, in case you're on time delay.
Yeah, he's got about a cycle and a half.
And time.
Right.
Nice.
Alright, I never saw Drex's stream come back up, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like he dropped out on the audio as well. Heck.
He'll probably come back right back, but we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
I'd say give him like 30 seconds to a minute.
So here's the thing. Drex was running split. So if
Yeah.
he finished his run while his internet dropped out, do we accept his time?
Drex is back. Someone pull him in. Drex is
Oh.
back.
Looks like he's back. Let me check the video.
No, but I mean he's in Discord.
He's in general if you want to drag him in, yeah.
What's up?
Yo. Rest in peace.
If you're talking right now, Drex, we can't hear you. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, that was Puggsy, I suppose. Looks like that's how we'll have to end it here. There's a lot of little hints they give you at the end of the game about how to unlock some levels, as well as how to do that boss no damage area, because there's just a spot they knew about, so they put it in the credits, I guess, even though you just beat that boss.
Actually, and what they're mentioning in the credits is that if you stand really far to the right, that the bounce won't hurt you, but it doesn't give you double hits like staying in the middle does. So they're giving you a hint for like a safe place to stand, but it does not do the same thing that standing in the very center does, where you get double hits as well.
Yeah, I guess that'll be it. Both runners are fantastic at the game. They've been running it lately and have been trading the record fourth by about 2 seconds each in the last couple iterations.
Yeah, he
of
beat
that
my
record,
world
so-
record by 2 seconds like 4 days ago, and so I beat his record by about 2 seconds 2 days ago. So it's been going back and forth.
Yeah, so definitely check it out. It's a good run. It's a fun casual game too. So if you've never heard of this game, definitely check it out. I would just be a little wary of playing it through your emulator / console that you definitely have at home, without first, looking through the copy protection stuff. But just check out the speedrun.com page for it. There's information. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Drex kept it close. He was easily on sub 30 pace, so shout outs to Drex as well. He done good.
Yeah, totally.